I think it's weird that some of these banner units that have come out have been very, I don't want to say inconsistent, but the whole point to me for a banner unit is to either help out a new category that they release or to at least help a smaller category, help the unit that came out, whether it be through a bunch of support, or if let's say the dokkan fest is like a glass cannon type unit, then the banner unit should be a tanky unit and like in line with that for that team. That way the you have a little bit more options for whatever the team might be. So we're gonna go through a lot of the banner units that we've gotten. I'm going all the way back until the Namek Vegeta, and we're gonna kind of talk about how good they were at the time, and just the basic effects of each unit, as well as the what's the word I'm looking for, relevance to them. Like Kui. I mean, Kui's on -3 teams, right? But he was on Vegeta's team because Vegeta led Planet Namek Saga, and we see his kit, basic effects. He has decent, like, okay stats. I mean, he's a banner unit. Let's not get too crazy. He's a banner unit, but he has high chance of dodge. This isn't bad. HP 50% or less, 20% more dodge. So when receiving an attack, and then when attacking, he gets 20% more dodge, and then he gets this, which is nice. So when attacking, he gets up to 70, and then you have to be 50% or less to receive an attack. You can go up to 90. 90% dodge is pretty good, but this procs on attack. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you have to actually attack first to get this. This isn't like a collecting orbs. If this is collecting orbs, and this like it's actually not bad. Right now, I could just be hating, but I think this is after you attack. After you attack, you get 20%. You go up to 70, and then when receiving, you get 20. But you have to be 50% or less HP. Restricting defensive capabilities is kind of ages the unit pretty fast. Dodge is always will be good until we get dodge canceling metas, which happens. But then once we're out of those metas, these guys are good again for certain slots on teams. Maybe not like these guys like now these banner units, but just this as a base, right? Uh, when a target enemy is in attack or defense down, great chance launching additional super attack, which he greatly raises attack and defense for one turn and then lowers attack and defense. Pretty good super attack effect. When HP is 50% or less, guaranteed dodge performs crits. That's awesome. You only get the dodge one time, but you get guaranteed crits. And then whenever there's another Planet Dynamic Saga category ally attacking the same turn for the enemy super attack. So this is like it's a solid kit, right? But there's just it's so restrictive is the issue. It's health restrictive. And I believe at the time it was just one of those things where you okay, cool, thanks. I wanted to pull up the Vegeta, but uh where you kind of just died, right? Okay, well, I was trying to pull up the Vegeta to compare, but they share no links either. That's oh man, it's fantastic. Um, here I could do this. Big brain. Uh, and I think the other wait, he's not on the 200%. What? See, like this is what I mean, right? Like, why would they drop a banner unit in a 200% meta and then not put them on the 200%? That's the kind of shit that I'm talking about with these banner units. Like, why? What is the point? Because like, I'm not even looking at Vegeta's kit, right? I don't, not giving a shit about the Vegeta's kit. Just as a base, this is the Dokkan Fest. This is the banner unit. Why is the banner unit not on the fucking category on the 200%? And in my opinion, honestly, like the banner unit, like I said, should just be supporting the category, or filling a slot that the team needs. And Planet Namek Saga doesn't really have a dodge unit, does it not? I know, just close the tab for it. I don't think it has like a dodge unit. Uh, no, right? I don't know what Gohan and Piccolo do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have them, so I don't really keep track. It's kind of hard. Oh, excuse me. Uh, yeah, restrictive dodge. Like, what the fuck? Why is this team full of restrictive dodge? Okay, that's a whole separate thing. Anyways, he's just restrictive, which is so weird because you go to Bulma, who's the next banner unit, and look at the leader. Now it's the leader's Master Roshi, which isn't. It's not. Kind of weird. But then you just look at her, and she has a high chance to dodge, supports Dragon Ball Saga, Earthbird Fighters, and Peppy Gals. Attacks gets 186 attack and defense on 12 key, with obviously TUR. Uh, two or more Earthbird Fighter category allies on the team. Which on this team, you're running Master Roshi. If you're running Bulma, that's another one, right? So you need one more. And guess what? All of the Gokus are on this team. Turtle School. You're running a Goku, or you're running LR Bulma, right? So you're essentially Rainbow Orb changing. Before receiving an attack plus or chance of evading enemies attack 10%. And then when each attack evaded, you get up to 5%, up to 20. And this is infinite. This isn't like a one turn thing, I'm pretty sure. So you go from high chance, if she's in slot 1, you go to 60, and for all the and you can get up to 80. 80 in slot 1. 80% dodge in slot 1. High chance of additional attack. Raise attack and defense by 86%. Seals. Like what why was Kui so restrictive when when Bulma just exists, right? When you play the game, you just get everything. The only thing about her kit is like this. Maybe there are times where you didn't want to put her in slot 1, right? But then you get this, and she's great chance to dodge, supporting attack and defense 1 key, 50 attack and defense 50% 1 key. Like it's so strange. And that's the other thing too, is like the other thing is Bulma is also just a character that goes like it just pairs well with Roshi just as aesthetic, right? Dragon Ball Bulma, Master Roshi. Perfect. That is a perfect banner unit combo. We didn't have a Bunny Bulma at the time. Didn't have Master Roshi at the time. Besides like LR Roshi, but that was fucking 2 years ago, or sorry, like 3 years ago. But at this time he was released, right? So it's weird. But then like you go to the next one, and these guys were great. These guys were super good. High chance to dodge, additional attack, extreme class support, but then another 30% attack and defense for demonic power, which guess what? They were on demonic power, obviously, because the leader that they released with was Lord Slug, which, by the way, the Lord Slug demonic power team was one of the most fun teams ever, but that's besides the point. And we were never going to get this character. We were never ever in a million years going to get this character, right? This was never going to be a Dokkan Fest. This might have been like a free to play unit. Like we could have separated both these characters and made them free to play units, and then added the third. I don't know what the big guy's name is, but yeah, I'm talking about from the movie. They we were never seeing this unit as a TUR, right? Except when you pair it with Slug, it makes sense. Which that's like I said, a point I'm trying to make. Every type of form they get 40% up to 200, and dodge up to 20. So having an attack to dodge is kind of annoying, but you're floating them anyways, so you're gonna get your attacks in regardless. After launching 3 super attacks, launch an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack, and then copy and paste it if they launch 6. And then if they're stunned, if the enemy is stunned, sealed, or an Earthbred fighter, they launch additional super attack. And then their super attack effect is raise defense 1 turn, 6% HP, seal super attack. Uh, Very good. Like this, I think this was the start of just like this is like super ideal because Bulma, like I mean, like Bulma was great, right? Bulma was kind of like the start, and then this like these guys dropped, and it's like okay, like we're starting to get that now. With like for sure, we're starting to get pretty good banner units, right? For these Dokkan Fest. That's what we need for celebrations like this. Where it's fucking Lord Slug. Who's gonna summon for Lord Slug? I mean, they made him really good. I summoned for him. I wanted him. I love villain representation in the game all the time. Villain teams are the most fun to me. And then like the Super Saiyan Force. Those are like the two kinds of teams I like to run. Villains and Super Saiyan Force. So getting this kind of representation in the game is very important, as well as making these guys really, really good so that you can run them on this team. Especially because demonic power. Let me look at demonic power one more time, just to kind of get an idea. So before these were released, right? Before all these guys were released, you had the Gohan, you had Beast Gohan, which was nice, right? Wherever Beast Gohan's at. You had a lot of the boos. Like demonic power was okay, but you like with this, you wanted to run extreme type. So can I there's probably a way to do that, but I'm not gonna worry about it. But essentially you wanted to run extreme types. This guy was pretty good. He easy 8, he was pretty good. Oh well, let me not say pretty good, but for a free to play easy 8, very solid. Uh I think this guy was still okay at the time. I could be absolutely lying on my ass. Um I actually did not get Haruka until recently. Like I got him with the stones. With the purple stones. So but I know like just statistically like a good rating dodging unit always good. Let's go back a little bit more. We're not gonna talk about this guy. Uh I mean there weren't really like a lot of extreme units, which was the issue. Right? Like, am I tripping? Yeah. Like you were really running the Gohans. But I don't think I think his restriction wasn't just extreme class, was it? No, but they took more damage. Yeah. That was the issues that they took more damage. But I mean like Beast Gohan at the time just wasn't taking damage from events anyways, right? And then like they released this the team was okay. I mean like not only that, but like you also I mean you had the other teams too, but you wanted to run like demonic power as like a whole. It's just one of those categories you want to run a total like a total full 6 team of. And then, I mean they released the Demigra and then the Buhan. Like these guys were great, and then Gloro came out and just fucking stole the light. Like that the team became the Boos and then Glorio. You float Glorio. That's all the team became. Lord Slug was still pretty good, but it's you weren't running him as a lead. You're running him on Glorio's team, if anything. But anyways, little tangent. But that like this is what we need. And then we go to this, and it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Why did they do this? This is for Buhan, right? Can I pull Buhan up? No. So we gotta go to, and that's the other thing, like 4 teams, right? You're on 4 teams, and it wouldn't be such a bad thing, right? If he was on the fucking team that he released with, but he's not. Now, did we get a massive Majin Buu Saga buff during the Tandani? Yes. Are you running this guy? Are you running this guy? Oh, wait. You can't even run this guy on the Tech Vegito team because he's not on the categories. This is just one of those units that they just released and they're like, yeah, we want to represent him in the game, but let's not give him any fucking categories. Like you're not. And then they just give you this shit. High chance of guard. What the fuck is that? That's so bad. Yeah, let me 50-50 coin flip on dying. Except with this unit, it's just it's actually a a two-sided coin, both with heads, that both say you're gonna die if you land on heads. Because the guard doesn't even fucking matter. You have no other defensibility. Oh, you can guard when there's a Majibu category ally tag in the same turn. Fantastic. I can't wait to run my Majibu Saga team with that guy instead of, just Go Tanks and the fusions and the other boos and whatnot. Which, by the way, like, I think if you're having to run him on Go Tank's team, you're just struggling. Like, your box is just struggling. No offense. But, hey, we've all been there. It happens, right? But, man, I'm sorry. When receiving attack defense 100%, like, that's a good little dot, right? For super class. Like, he can get up to high stat. Like, the numbers are high, right? But, like, keep in mind that he is a banner unit, so he has banner unit stats. Greatly raise it, attack defense, seal super attack. And like I wouldn't be so mad because he does support Majibu Saga Patara. He key one attack and defense 40%, and then additional key one attack and defense for those who belong in Realm of Gods category. So like only him. You have the Supreme Kai, Gowasu and Zamasu, with Zamasu's, and like that's it, right? And I mean, this link set too, like Master of Magic, more than like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You know? This is no. Like when when I saw this, I was like, dude, I was just baffled. They could have released another Buikalo. I think another Buikalo would have been awesome to release with this guy. But I know we already have Buikalo representation. And he came out with the physical boot tanks, and now, I mean, at the time that was also a really good banner unit. But you can't do this. You can't do this. What? You can't do this. What's going on? Right? And then you get to the 10th Annie, and then they drop these two, and it's like, okay, well, what the fuck was the Supreme Kai for? Because Hercule is amazing. Like Hercule is, to me, when I think of ideal banner units, just as a whole, a banner unit that just doesn't die. They give me they could you could take off all the attack, right? Take off all the attack, which I mean it's only that, and then plus on super, right? Greatly is it? Yeah, he stacks attack. Take all the attack off and just like 95% damage reduction, 90% dodge. That's all you need. That's all you need in a banner unit. Like, and support is nice. To me, what's more important is the unit surviving. What's more important to me is the unit surviving. Helping the other team is also nice. I mean, like for existing, he supports, has good stats or good stat buff, and whenever he receives or evades an attack, he gets more defense, which paired with his 90% damage reduction before receiving an attack is pretty freaking good. And then if you're on the Earth Protected Heroes team, which was led, I don't know, by one of the best, not one of, it was the best unit at the time. If you're running them on the best unit in the game's team, cool, you get more dodge, 45% dodge. After receiving an attack, you get 40% dodge. Oh, so you get hit, you get the 90% damage reduction on that hit, and then you have an 80% chance to dodge. Oh, after you evade an attack, you get all allies key 2 for 2 turns. On a team full of LRs, right? That's awesome. This is perfect. This is good. And then you look at the Beerus too. Oh, sorry. You look at the Beerus, and to me, I obviously I think the Beerus isn't as good as the Hercule, but I mean, guards at the very least, high chance of launching additional super attack. Now damage, I'm not, like I said, not opposed, not very into the damage part, but high chance to dodge, and he super attacks a bunch, right? Launch additional super attack is HP 70% or less, 9% or less. Launch additional super attack, 9% or more defense. 12 key, more defense. Support successors, which is nice. This is one of those units that's very good for when you're having to do like missions, right? This is a good missions unit. Stacks defense, so he supers a lot. Stacks defense. Like this guy's not bad at all. Now, granted, could he have a little bit of damage reduction? Maybe like a great chance to dodge. Yeah, he could. But like I said, as far as like missions go, like this guy would be very, like, I would bring him if I needed to do like a successor's mission. In comparative to to what I have in my box, right? Well, okay. Well, when successors is, I forgot that this whole team is on successor. So I mean, super class successors. We'll say that super class successors mission, which they don't really do that, but you know. Anyways, my point being that if I wanted to bring him on a mission, I could, and that's I think that's the perfect kind of banner unit. And then the Kid Goku comes out, and they drop Chi Chi, and Chi Chi's like, what the Chi Chi's fantastic. Like okay, we're on a roll, we're on a roll. They drop three good banner units in a row, right? Well, Kui was okay, but then you got Bulma, and then the Lord Slug guys. I forgot their name already. And then they dropped the fucking Supreme Kai, but then they drop Hercule, Beerus, and then Chi Chi, and Chi Chi's just like super class allies, 30% tank defense, additional tank defense for DB Saga, which Goku was the leader of, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the Goku. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have the Goku. I didn't summon. That's not that's not what I want, man. Hello. I'm very bad at this. That's okay. We're learning. Everyone learns. So yeah, DB Saga Earthbird Fighters, very good leader skill, especially right now. Uh, launch additional type that has a high chance of becoming super, 12 key, yeah, attack 100%, medium chance of 150 attack, which like damage, like I said, damage is never really important. For every super attack performed, attack defense chance of crit up to 25% stacks. Cool, so she can guarantee crit. Now, when the banner unit is guaranteed critting, then you can kind of argue like maybe damage isn't bad because you know, like I'm not worried about Hercule doing fucking damage. Like Hercule has 250% attack and that's it on his passive. Beerus super attacks a lot. I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about Beerus dodging. Now when you're guaranteed critting as a Baron unit, you know, maybe a little bit additional ain't bad. But she also like when the unit or when the enemy is attack, defense, stun, or sealed, and they launch additional super attack. So she's already launching additional super, right? Like she's supering and she's critting. And if that's not all, when there's another youth category ally on the team, so if you're running her how you're supposed to run her, defense 100%, high chance to dodge, pretty good. If you're running her on the Goku team, attacking in the same turn, which I believe on the Goku team you would have both Gokus on rotation and you float her, right? So you're always getting this up. Guards, defense 159 when it's receiving attack. So she is tanky. Like she is very tanky with all these defensive buffs. She supports and she has a high chance of dodge at the very least. Like this is a Dokkan Fest. Am I crazy? This is a Dokkan Fest kit that he just slapped on a banner unit Chi Chi. And I am advocating for it 100%. There is nothing wrong with making banner units great. I am all for that. Dude, I mean, when you're releasing two Dokkan Fests at the same time, that's awesome. Dual Dokkan Fests on the same banner? Crazy. Now, is she kind of useless? Like when you're not running around the team? I mean, we look at like just this highlighted part right here, right? Because you on the off chance you don't have that up, and then you might not have this up, right? Let's look at this. Yeah, could be better, but that's not what the banner units are for. You're running around the Goku team. You're gonna have this up, and then she also raises defense and lowers attack on super. So if the enemy can be debuff, most likely not, but some events now can. I mean, this she can tank. And she links well with the Goku too. Like this was such a good unit to drop. And then we have the 18. And why does she have four bullet points? I mean, she had more bullet points, but why does she have like four little paragraphs? Additional attack, Rainbow Key Sphere change, good. All allies, key 2, attack and defense 30%, good. Turn of participants, attack defense, and chance to perform crit 80%, good. Attack defense 180 when he is 12 or more, good. When 3 or more tournament participant category allies are on the team, high chance to crit and then launch an additional attack that has a high chance of super. Why? Why are we like? It's like I said, if they're guaranteed critting, that's a different thing. And a second or third attacker in turn grants instead of evading enemies attack. So I said this with the Kui. If this works where this doesn't proc until after they attack, then she's, I mean, any AoE event she sucks. Is she runnable? Like for sure. In any event where she can't be AoE, I think she's still runnable. But it's just it's just going from this from Chi Chi to this was so weird. Why would they hold back? And I mean the Cell Majin Buu Saga. I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, where she was in the world tournament. It's, I didn't even think about that. Like, why the hell is she on fucking Majin? Why would they release on Majin Buu Saga Android 18 with Android slash Soul like a Cell, right? But if you're running her, you have the domain up. The domain is tournament participants attacking defense. Android slash Cell Saga attacking defense 30% or 15%. So you get a total of 30% attacking defense. So like helps her out, but it why is the dodge slot restricted? The so what would have been nice, right? Is you just tag this in the basic effects, like she just has great chance to dodge, and then when there were three or more for like tournament participants, kind of her allies on the team, give her like 15% more, 10 to 20% more dodge, right? Then now we're talking because now she's runnable on the -5 teams that she's on. Oh, eight, it's not bad. The 8 teams that she's on, and then tournament participants, like she's very runnable. But they made it slot restrictive, and also you have to attack. So like she can't do AOE's. Can't deal with AOE's at all, right? And then the last two, not the last two, I'm sorry, but the last dual dokkan fest we got, we had these two. Now I'm not gonna hate on the Piccolo because he's he's so like I would say he's runnable and he's such a unique unit. Like this is just cool. This is a cool, unique unit. I'm all for weird little units like this, especially in a banner unit. Like I mean, that Universe 7 versus Universe 6 Piccolo very is kind of underrepresented in Dokkan. But when they release a unit like this, that's like super cool. I mean, and like for existing, he has 200% defense, high chance to dodge, 7% damage reduction, and then when he attacks, he has 500% attack. Granted, he's not attacking for the first few turns, but then once he attacks, he is hitting fucking hard. And I've seen a few attack sets with him that have been kind of insane. But and then he kind of gets to a point where he kind of sucks, right? You don't want to you want to hide up as much as you can, but he can also dodge. But I think it doesn't matter if he dodges or not. I think uh this still goes down even if he dodges because it's just a matter of him going to receive the attack anyways. If I'm not mistaken, he gets defense on dodge, which is nice, and also more dodge for the first four turns anyways, which is nice. This was a cool banner unit. It was weird. Like, could you imagine if they released? I mean, like Piccolo was probably the right option, right, for him, for the Blue Goku. But could you imagine if they released like a blue Vegeta, or like even like a Super Saiyan Vegeta, right? A Super Saiyan Vegeta that went blue, like that split second went blue against Kaba. Can you imagine? That'd be kind of cool. Like I think if you're a Saiyan getting a Saiyan Dokkan Fest, you should get matched with another Saiyan just for the sake of being on the same team, links and whatnot. But this is cool. This piece of dog shit. Why does he stun himself? He's I've seen him tank some pretty crazy shit on hit team, right? Why does he stun himself? Why does he stun himself? This is the worst. I think this is the worst bullet point I've ever seen ever. Because this is great. Raising allies attack and defense 30% for 2 turns is awesome. When you're not fucking stunning yourself. Support. Like the Rainbow Orb changing guard. with damage reduction, like solid damage reduction, damage reduction, damage reduction. It's like you have this, right? You have all this, what's highlighted, and it's like, oh, we have a good Megetta in the game. And they were just like, psych, fuck you. Like, what? Now, aesthetically, right? Aesthetically, this matches Megetta. It makes sense as a from character to like character design, right? That's aesthetically cool. I don't give a fuck about aesthetic, right? I want the unit to be good and paired well with the main Dokkan Fest. And when you're a fucking unit that has two categories, you actually have negative categories. Because Universe 6, what's on Universe 6? Hit. Awesome. Hit's very good. Khalifa. If I'm running a Khalifa led Universe 6, guess who else I'm running? I'm running the all the killing Khalifas that I can. I'm running all the Sands. And then hit. I'm not running Megetta. What the fuck? Are you insane? Unless I need to. If I absolutely need to run Megetta, I will. No. All the units dodge anyways. Like some of them are just gonna die. Like some of them will just die if they get hit anyways. Megetta just dies getting hit regardless. And like I said, I've seen him tank some crazy hits, but I don't think he's not keeping up with, especially these newer events. No. For the Tau, I'm gonna go quick with this one because I'm already at 30 minutes. With the Tau, we got General Blue, and this is like a perfect example of like what they like I said what they should be doing. They drop a new category that is a little bit weird. We haven't had like a weird category in a while, but they dropped this one, and then they drop a unit that supports it. Rainbow Orb changes. I mean, is great all around. Great chance of dodge as second, third attacker. More dodge if there's if you're running them on the team you're supposed to be ran on, or DB Saga, right? And then you're never getting this, but it's there. If it's the character, right? If it's a character aesthetically, like Megetta, right? Like yeah, like Megetta. A 2-turn support. This guy's great. This guy's awesome. And this is like the perfect kind of unit. Drop a little rinky dink fucking shitty category. That granted, God help, got the easy A's of the well. I mean, these didn't really help, but I mean, you run Tau, Blue, Glorio, Pycon, this Tau. I think you run this Pycon. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't have this Pycon. I make it seem like I don't have a lot of the units, but I just summon for what I like. And I summon for Tau. I like Tau's kit a lot, and I also like the fact that Tau is as a Dokkan Fest is really funny. So I did summon for him. Did not get Blue. I don't think I have Blue still, but I know Blue is good. Like I can read, right? I can read, and know that Blue is good, because you're running them. You're gonna run them on mission execution, and if you're putting Tau in slot 1, you're putting Tau in slot 1, you're putting Tau in slot 1. You're not putting any other unit on mission execution in slot 1. Because Tau is just that good, right? Tau is just him. So, made 3 of the same tab. A perfect release with this unit. Tau is amazing. So you're putting Blue in slot 2 or 3, which is absolutely fine. Now we get to the most recent banner units. What the hell is he doing here? Why was Champa released in this celebration? I don't understand this. This. I mean, would I have wanted like another Mai? Probably not. Could we have gotten a Mafuba, Mai, and Trunks with new animations? Probably. He's on none of the teams, right? None of them? Huh? What is the fucking Goku lead? Future Saga and what? Power Beyond Super Saiyan? Fuse Fighters. Oh, okay, yeah. So he's just not he's not in any of the teams. Over 9,000 in a link in 2025. By the way, that is the biggest shit in my mouth I've ever fucking seen. Like why would they do that? And like I'm not gonna say he's bad. It's just why did they release him? right here of all places. They could have released this guy with hit because we didn't have. I mean, we had like that physical Champa as like a summonable hit or a summonable Champa, and we didn't have a Megetta. To be fair, we did not have a Megetta. Megetta needed to be represented somehow. But why Champa now? And this is like the this was like the what was the unit? The Transforming Kale with the AGL Boo. Except the difference between like the Transforming Kale AGL Boo is like AGL Boo was on her team at the very least. This unit isn't even on the team. This unit isn't on the Goku's team, not on the Rose team, not on Omega's team, definitely not on Gogeta's team. He's on U6, successors. I mean, that's about. Excuse me. That's about what he's on, right? And you're running him on U6. You're not running him on a Realm like on a. I mean, there's probably a Realm God lineup you can do somewhere, but you're running him on U6. You're running him on the Kellen Khalifa or the exchange Kellen Khalifa or hit team. I mean, he's giving monster support to them. You're running him on the U6 team. Crits, damage reduction, more. I mean, he has crit damage reduction in baseline too. Keys for obtaining for it gets 6 keys first, gets 666% defense. Uh, Rainbow Key Sphere. Makes Rainbow Key Spheres. 6 more Key Spheres obtained, more damage reduction. Like, and then when keys 12 or more, he just gets a bunch of attack. So 66% chance to get more defense, which is they should have put this right here. Having a chance to get defense, it's not the best. Especially like this, like 166 is kind of substantial. You know, we're talking 2.5 times more defense, roughly, a little bit more. So, 2.6. So to put that behind like a chance is kind of eh. And the reason that I'm so, like, well, first off, it's I think it's good to question why would they drop this. It's because we have her, and she drops and she helps the Carnival unit. And you might be thinking, oh, well, she doesn't help the Dokkan Fest. That's the whole point, was that she helps the Dokkan Fest. Or that Binary should help the Dokkan Fest. Right. But when the Dokkan Fest gets, like, I don't know, fucking 7 easy A's, not really 7, but, like, when the Dokkan Fest gets a bunch of easy A's of older units, that also helps. It's like the same thing. Right? And GT Heroes, like, kind of, like, I would say GT Heroes needs it more. GT Heroes and GT Bosses both kind of need as much support as they can get. But once these guys, where they at? These guys kind of age out. They're going to be unrunnable. So then we're going to have these 6, which you can't run this guy in most events. He's good. She's good. I think these guys would be good, but I want to personally see them. You have the God, the GOAT, this guy, and then sometimes these guys. So you have like quite a bit for now, right? I mean, eventually they'll age out, but I think that Pan herself is like pretty good. I did pull Pan recently, and I will say this: I've died twice with her. She just gets hit really hard. I kind of more so it's me playing bad with her. I kind of just want to see how much she would tank a super attack. So it's really not me trying to like just make her look bad and be like, oh, she fucking sucks. I just want to see how much she tanks for because I know she has all this damage reduction, right? But when you play the game right, like you're supposed to, she's actually very good. So it's banner units have been such a weird, have always been weird, right? I mean, the weirdest one definitely to me was the Kale and Super Boost situation. And I mean, like, as of more recently, the Goku and Champa. Like, why the fuck was Champa released with Goku? Literally, fucking any other unit in the Future Saga. They could have released. I mean, if they wanted to follow the same formula that they did in this part, they could have dropped. Fuck, I don't like a Gawasu or something, right? Am I crazy? Maybe not a Gawasu. You know, like a super like what's a super boss unit they could drop that wouldn't be crazy. Like another Zamasu, I think would have been fine. I think just a base Zamasu would have been fine. I know that the Goku Black exchanges into Zamasu, but we also got a free to play like Rose 8 team, right? So pick your poison with that. That's not the point. The point was that they should have released at least for this banner should have released something that wasn't Champa. But this is a good release. Like Pan was a good option. And to kind of close out what I want to say, because I've been speaking for 40 minutes. Banner units, we are never gonna see a time where banner units are always consistent. I think what's gonna happen is that we're gonna like we just got Champa. Champa seems I haven't used him. I actually want to go awaken him and use him. He seems good on paper, just with all the numbers and everything. It's just the fact of like he was released at a weird time. So I think since he was released at this weird awkward time, we can look at now Pan, who was a good release. We could probably look at one or two more good banner unit releases, and then this third one that comes up is going to be very, very, very weird. That's just kind of like the pattern that I've seen. And I'm an advocate for giving at the very least representation of units. But bare minimum, the units should be helping the Dokkan Fest. The unit that they're releasing with, they should be helping. It doesn't make any sense to not do that. But yeah, like, subscribe, all that. If I don't stop now, I'm gonna keep going. So like, subscribe, comment. Thank you.